Hey everybody, this is David Barnyard Bees. Pulling honey today off of these test supers. But anyway, okay, you can see that's all good and capped. This is all going to be cut comb here. Usually what I do, I'll just shake the bees off like that. And then I just brush them off. Brush the remainder of the bees off. Bee brush or whatever you got. I don't have a bee brush. You think I got a store that has a bee brush. I just usually don't use them, and I found a brand new paintbrush and used it instead. But so basically it's clean, and like I said, this will help people that where they can't pick up a lot of weight. These are mediums, but they're one at a time. They're really light, and then from here I just pull them over one at a time. And this is a good idea, especially for people that have a hard time picking up frames. And then if you see that little bit of uncapped right there, okay, I do have something I can check that with, but usually if you'll just try to shake some out like that. Of course, now that little bit fell out because I just punched a hole up here in my hand. But down there low, if you can't get any honey come out, a little drip there, but it's mostly, it'll really pour out. If you shake it like that and it's not ready to extract, it'll drip out like crazy. So this is ready. There was just a little bit of uncapped, but I checked it, and I do have the fractometer or whatever you call the thing up there that we have. We got those in our store, but I don't hardly ever use them, but you can if you want to. But this is a good idea for people that when they're pulling honey and they're just too heavy. I don't want to keep this open too long because these bees will start getting in here really bad. So you just put get you a super. I need a better lid than that. And pour your frames over one at a time. Put the lid on, keeps the bees out. Got this on the back of my truck. My hives are right there. Excuse the mess, please. And it's that easy. Oh, and then too, a lot of people will say, talk about how I go through my hives without much protection. And they say, well, you wouldn't do that with a big colony. Well, maybe they should try some barnyard bees. This is what I got on. I do have a veil over there, just in case some of them start getting real flighty and mean up in my face. So my eyes wouldn't be hitting my eyes, and I can focus better. But this is what I have on today. That's it. I pulled off, well, there's 3 supers here. The top one was empty. The top 2 had honey in, so basically 3 supers of honey in this. And well, this is how mean the bees are. I've barely even used a smoker. There is situations where it would be nice to come out here in July and August and just wear a veil or just a little bit of protection when it's so dang hot. And when I talk about that, people says, well, you wouldn't do that with my bees. Well, you're probably right. Maybe you ought to try some barnyard bees. They're super gentle, and you can't beat how good they are. But I thought I'd show that. I don't really show a whole lot on working honey much, but we're just pulling these off frame at a time. I'm gonna do a lot of cut comb with this honey here. I got a lot of frames in there that was like the very thin foundation. It's excellent for cut comb. Some of them with just starter strips, like, well, this one here was just a starter strip. It wasn't ready. It was dripping a little bit. That was on the very top. So I just thought I'd show that and kind of explain how, not all bees are mean. When you hear people say that, they may be right. I probably couldn't go up there and go through their bees like this, but I'm glad I can with our bees. So, you know, it's a huge difference. It just depends on the stock of bees that you have. And for the people that don't like using excluders, so far in this colony, you got a deep, and then the super start with a medium, and they're all mediums all the way up. Not the first egg has been in the upper chambers. Everything is down below. Now, a lot of times they will put in eggs in the second super up, but it's usually not that much, and it's usually towards the center. So I just wanted to show that. I don't use excluders. We sell them at the store. Some people insist on them and like them, but to me, I brushed it off my ear. To me, it slows the bees down, because they do got to squeeze in between that. And I know some people will say, well, use a upper entrance. That will help too. But I think the bees work a lot better and can go up and down without having to squeeze through that excluder. I think you can get more honey that way. And pull these over one at a time. Since I don't show honey videos much, maybe I won't bore you too much, because it's just something I don't really do that much. To be honest, I'm kind of out of practice with it. I just don't personally do it much. And there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that can, you know, pull honey a lot quicker and better than I can, because I just don't do it that much. Look here, I need to get some beetle barns in there. Look at the beetles. Not a lot of frames has had them, but this one has. It was on the far end on the wall. All the time the beetles will be crowded up in the walls. But there is a lot of bees here, so they'll take care of the problem. But I will put a beetle barn in there. So you just, like I said, this all right here, I'm gonna take it and cut it in sections and make cat comb. A lot of our customers wanted some cat comb, and I thought, well, this will be good because I'm running the experiment anyway. We'll just run a cat comb, mostly cat comb. So, it's pretty honey. So I'm not going to do a full inspection. I'm not going down into the brood chamber today. I'm going to I'm going to get my smoker while I'm down here and clean the walls off just a little bit, and some of that burr comb that's sticking up here. And no, I'm not going to scrape the queen's head off. Try not to. So I'm just going to clean that off like that, and then I'll start putting back some of the frames that wasn't capped yet. Now you can, like I showed there a little while ago, I think it's in part of the video, where you shake the frame out even though it's open, or you can use that fractometer, I think they call it, to check it, the percent. But you can usually, just where it's open, just shake it, and if it drips out a lot, then you know you're not ready. But that's one way of doing it. I mean, my bees get fussy at times, but not all the time, and not really highly aggressive. You know, it's different going in a hive and being mauled, even with a full bee suit on. But it's a different story when you can come down here in a light veil or no veil at all. If they seem extremely gentle hive like this is here, I mean, they're just you can't. I don't think I could talk them into stinging me. They're just very, very. Most bees like that, and especially a big hive, as a lot of people talk about being mean. You know, they say, "Oh, well, you got little hives; they're not mean." And everybody says, "Show me your big hive. Show me you do that in your big hive." Well, okay, I want to hear the comments now. Oops, bumped that bee a little hard. Didn't hurt him though. Shouldn't that make a lot of bees mad? Doing that? They went down. They may not have liked it, but they didn't come up and attack me. Big difference. Been doing that in a no bee suit, no veil, nothing. So you may want to consider that. You may want to consider when you get bees. You can't say they're not highly productive. They pack these full of honey. These are excellent, and that was competing with those back there as well during the nectar flow. These were not fed sugar water, by the way. I talked about that in the last video. Those are fed hive top feeders in the back, and I only fed these sugar water for the first 2 weeks while the brood chamber was on. After the supers went on, nothing. So these have pulled honey from the yard, competing with 250 back there, and of course they were fed sugar water at the same time in the hive top feeder, no open feed. So remember that when people start talking about, well, you got a bunch of sugar, it's just not true. So if you want some of these good gentle barnyard bees, I'm telling you, I try to prove it all the time about how gentle they are and how good of workers they are. I bet you couldn't go to a lot of people's colonies and pound the top of the frames like that without the bees attacking you. It's just they're just good bees. That's all I can say. We're very fortunate with our stock of bees. Very gentle, very loving bees. They're a pleasure to work with. That's about it. I'll quit blabbing. I just thought I'd show that real quick and pulling honey today. So that's about it. Click on the little bell. Don't forget, barnyardbees.com if you want any of these good gentle bees. We're taking deposits right now for 2020 packages. We've got Nucs still available all the way through fall. Queens till sometime in September. Probably one to cut off date on those, so we'll have them all the way up until then. Drone population starts dropping, and it gets harder to mate them, so we give up about sometime in September. Don't forget, click on the little bell, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Barnyard Bees.